Welcome to the Better Man Project, the audio program that explores the intersection of powerful principles behind great leadership, entrepreneurship, faith, and personal growth. Each week, we'll be diving into insightful summaries of books by authors who have mastered these areas and unpack key actionable principles and practical advice, giving you a taste of what makes these books so impactful. Whether you want to build a thriving business, inspire your team, or simply become a more effective leader in your own life, this podcast is for you.
Hi, I'm Mark. In my journey of personal growth, I've invested years building a formidable library. Thanks to a continuing education program that gave me monthly access to powerful books that are packed with incredible insights on how to level up in all aspects of life. I have tasked AI to make a bite-sized summary in a fun and engaging podcast format of each of these life-changing books, and I'm excited to share this wisdom as we do a deep dive of these amazing books. So let's dive in.
All right, so get it. We're going to do a deep dive into not just Think and Grow Rich, but the workbook that goes with it.
Oh, wow.
You want to figure out how to succeed in life and accumulate wealth, and going through both the original text and the workbook is kind of like getting, like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Like unlocking a secret level.
Exactly. And I think that's important because it's one thing to get the Cliff Notes version, but like you said, we're doing a deep dive. We're going deep into the nuances. And Hill did a lot of research.
He did a lot.
25 years.
Oh my.
Studying over 25,000 individuals.
It's like a whole city of people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, dedicated to cracking the code of success.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get down to it. What's the big reveal? What's the secret that he uncovers?
So the foundation of Hill's work is this idea of a secret.
Okay.
The secret principle that was given to him by Andrew Carnegie.
Wow.
And Carnegie was the steel tycoon. And he said to Hill, I want you to spend decades testing this out and proving it. Decades. Talk about a big homework assignment.
What is this secret?
So Hill is very careful about the way he words it and the exact wording. But he does tell us that this principle was very important in the success of people like Charles M. Schwab, who ended up being worth about $600 million in today's money.
Wow.
$600 million. So clearly this secret is powerful.
Okay, so it sounds like there's more to it than just, having the secret.
Yeah.
It's about using it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hill points out that this principle is most effective when you combine it with a really strong desire.
Okay.
And a very clear vision of what it is that you actually want to achieve.
So it's not just wanting to be successful, it's really deeply wanting something specific.
Yes.
Okay.
He believes the thoughts are things, and the thoughts are powerful, especially when you mix them with purpose and desire and persistence. But it's not just about positive thinking. It's about understanding how our thoughts work and how they shape our reality.
Right. So it's not just think happy thoughts and you'll be rich. It's more like understanding how your thoughts impact everything.
Exactly, yeah.
I love this. We're kind of we're laying the foundation for a skyscraper here.
Yeah.
We've got desire, and now we're adding on these steel beams of focused thoughts and clear goals.
I like that analogy. That's
Yeah.
great. But let's not forget about the people involved in all of this. Hill talks about the power of unwavering desire, and the example he gives is Edwin Barnes.
Oh, yeah, the guy who hopped on a freight train
Exactly.
with no ticket just to get to Edison.
Barnes did not know Edison personally at all. He had no money to travel.
It was pure desire that got him there.
Pure desire.
Wow. So what was it about Barnes that made Edison give him a shot? I mean, who shows up, after riding the rails like that?
So Edison said, when a man really desires a thing so deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win.
Wow.
So he saw that in Barnes.
So it's not just about wanting something. It's about being so all in that other people can see it.
Yeah, that fire that's within you.
Yeah. Okay, so we need burning desire, focused thoughts, and unwavering commitment.
Yes.
But let's be honest, things don't always go to plan.
Yeah.
So how does Hill deal with the bumps in the road? We're going to hit those.
Well, Hill believed that defeat is not the opposite of success. He actually thinks it's a stepping stone to success.
Interesting.
He sees failure as a test, a way to figure out who's really serious and who gives up easily.
I like that.
And he has this great story of this little girl
Okay.
who basically demands 50 cents from a man who at first is trying to punish her.
Really?
But she sticks to her guns.
Wow.
She doesn't back down until she gets exactly what she wants.
That's a powerful image. I love that. But it's not just about grit.
No.
It seems like there's more to it, right?
Yeah. Hill emphasizes the importance of specialized knowledge.
Okay.
He spent years interviewing over 500 successful people,
Oh, wow.
and he realized there was a common thread.
What was it?
He realized that there's a difference between traditional schooling and the ability to learn and then apply that knowledge.
So you could have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't know how to use it,
Exactly.
it's not going to get you anywhere.
It's not going to get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He argued that specialized knowledge that really targets what you want to do is more valuable than a general education.
And you see that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like John Wanamaker,
Yeah.
the department store guy, or
Mhm.
Henry Ford.
Right.
Both incredibly successful, but not super formally educated.
Right. They were able to learn and apply the knowledge that they needed for their specific goals.
Right. So it's about figuring out where those gaps are in your knowledge and filling them.
Exactly.
Like almost like reverse engineering your education.
Yeah. You have to be constantly learning and growing.
Okay, so we've got burning desire, focus, thought, persistence, specialized knowledge.
Yes.
What else is in this recipe for success?
Okay. So Hill puts a lot of emphasis on imagination,
Okay.
especially in a world that's constantly changing. Yeah. He says the ability to see new possibilities,
Right.
to come up with new solutions, that's key.
So don't be afraid to think outside the box, right?
Don't be afraid.
To challenge those assumptions.
Do you like John Bunyan,
Oh, yeah.
who wrote Pilgrim's Progress while he was in prison?
Wow.
Or O. Henry, who figured out he was a great writer while he was in jail?
So they took their limitations
They did.
and spun them into something positive.
They really did.
That's amazing. It reminds me of that quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yes, exactly.
It all starts in the mind.
Yeah, but let's go beyond just the conscious mind. Let's talk about the subconscious mind.
Ah, yes, the subconscious.
Hill thinks it's like a secret weapon.
Okay.
He says the subconscious is incredibly powerful, but it's also very open to suggestion.
Okay.
By constantly feeding your mind good thoughts and positive affirmations, you can literally shape your reality.
I like that.
It's like you're planting seeds.
Mm-hmm.
If you plant seeds of doubt and fear, that's what you'll get.
Right.
But if you plant seeds of belief and positive expectation, you can harvest success.
It's like rewiring your brain for success by consistently feeding it those positive messages.
Yeah, and Hill calls this autosuggestion. It's basically the process of telling yourself something over and over again.
Right.
And a great example of this is his son, who was born deaf.
Oh, wow.
He was able to overcome his disability through positive affirmation and belief.
That is amazing. It's like proof that the mind can overcome anything.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Even physical challenges.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so speaking of belief, let's talk about the role of faith.
Yes.
Hill was a big believer in that.
Huge. He argues that faith in yourself and your ability to reach your goals is essential.
So it's not just like blind faith. It's about believing you can do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
A great example of this is Mahatma Gandhi,
Right.
who accomplished amazing things through the power of faith.
He led a nonviolent revolution. He mobilized millions of people with his belief in truth and justice.
Amazing.
It's especially relevant today when there's so much negativity. Yeah,
Hill's message about faith feels really important.
I agree with that.
Okay, so let's talk about one of the biggest hurdles to success: fear.
Okay.
Hill breaks down these 6 basic fears that hold us back. What are they?
Okay, so he says it's the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of losing love, the fear of getting old, and the fear of death.
Okay, so he's covered like all the big ones there.
The big ones.
But why are those fears so bad for success? Why did he call them out like that?
Well, Melhill believed they're deeply ingrained in us. They're in our psyche.
Right.
They come from a lack of self-awareness and understanding. He believed if we could confront these fears head on,
Okay.
we could take away their power.
So it's not about just ignoring them or running away.
No.
It's about understanding where they come from.
Yes.
Okay.
Take control of your mental and emotional state.
All right, so there's those 6 big fears, but Hill didn't stop there, right?
No.
He called out the 7th fear,
The 7th fear, a basic evil.
a basic evil.
Yes. Susceptibility to negative influences. Whoa. Okay, that's heavy. And why is that one so bad?
This one is especially dangerous because it's sneaky.
Okay.
It works on you without you even realizing it.
So it's like a mental virus.
The mental virus, yes.
We can catch it just by being around negativity.
Exactly. So we have to be careful about the information we let into our mind, the people we spend time with, even the thoughts we allow ourselves to think.
It's like creating a positive mental space.
Yes.
To support our goals.
Exactly. A positive mental environment.
I like that, but this sounds like a lot of internal work.
Yeah.
How do we actually put this into action?
That's where decision and action come in.
Okay.
He'll believe that indecision was a major obstacle to success.
That makes sense.
You have to make clear decisions.
Yeah.
And then you have to act on them.
He uses the American Revolution as an example.
Yeah.
Those guys like John Hancock, Samuel Adams.
Yeah.
They made some bold decisions.
He did.
They were willing to risk it all for their beliefs.
They knew freedom wasn't just going to be handed to them. They had to fight for it. And they were decisive.
And their decisiveness changed the world.
It did.
It's a reminder that the toughest decisions can lead to the biggest rewards.
Yeah, but once you've made that decision, you have to be persistent.
Right.
That's what keeps you going when things get tough.
I like that. Okay, so be decisive, be persistent, and be resilient.
Yes.
But we don't have to do this alone, right?
No, you're right.
Hill talks about collaboration
Yeah.
and using the collective wisdom of others.
Yes. He introduces this concept called the mastermind principle.
Okay. What is that?
It's basically a group of people with, like, minds all working together towards the same goal.
Oh, I like that.
No one achieves greatness on their own.
Yeah, we need that support
We do.
and that guidance and inspiration from others.
And there are some great examples of this in history.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like the group who drafted the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, wow.
Or Henry Ford and his crew.
Right.
Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone. They were all tight.
It's like that old saying, teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
Yeah, okay, but let's talk about one of Hill's more controversial principles, sex transmutation.
Ooh, yes. That's an interesting one.
It's a little out there, right?
It is. It's important to remember Hill was writing in a different time.
Right.
But basically, he's talking about redirecting sexual energy into creative endeavors.
So instead of giving in to like basic desires,
Yeah.
you can use that energy to achieve your goals.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And he cites research that links high achievement to a developed and transmuted sex nature.
Okay, so it's all about harnessing that energy and redirecting it.
Yes, not about repressing it or getting obsessed with it.
It's about balance.
Exactly.
And using that power constructively.
Exactly.
Okay, but Hill saves his most elusive principle for last, the sixth sense or intuition.
Ah, yes.
What is that all about?
This is like the final level.
Okay.
You have to master the other 12 principles first.
Right.
Hill describes this as the bridge to infinite intelligence.
Wow.
He believed the sixth sense helps us tap into a higher level of awareness, where we get insights and hunches that go beyond what our rational minds can understand.
Like those aha moments that come out of nowhere.
Yeah, he even had a practice of holding invisible council meetings.
What?
He would imagine himself surrounded by his ideal mentors,
No way.
like Emerson, Darwin, even Napoleon.
Wait, so he's like having meetings with ghosts?
Not quite, but kind of.
That's amazing.
It shows how much he believed in visualization and tapping into a greater source of wisdom.
So he's creating his own dream team of mentors, even if they're not physically present.
Exactly. It's about trusting your gut, that inner voice.
All right, so before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Right.
we need to master those first 12 principles
We do.
before we can unlock the power of the sixth sense.
Absolutely. It's like climbing a mountain. You have to conquer the lower slopes before you can reach the summit.
I love that analogy. Okay, so let's take a step back and review what we've learned so far in this first part of our deep dive.
Great idea.
We've covered Hill's 13 principles for success.
Yeah.
From burning desire and specialized knowledge to the power of imagination and persistence and overcoming fear.
We've talked about autosuggestion,
Right.
the mastermind principle.
Even sex transmutation.
Yeah.
We've even started to peek into the mysterious world of the sixth sense.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but it's fascinating, right?
It is.
And we're just getting started.
Exactly.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
So in the last part, we laid out all those 13 principles.
You did.
Now we got to see them in action.
Yeah, we can talk about principles all day, but seeing how they actually work,
Right.
that's what really makes them come to life.
It's like the difference between reading a recipe and actually tasting the food.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So to see these principles in action, let's look at a real-life example.
Okay.
Charles M. Schwab.
Oh, yeah.
He took this big idea for the U.S. Steel Corporation
He did.
and turned it into a massive success.
Yeah. He's a great example of how those principles can work together.
Yeah.
to make something huge happen.
So let's break down exactly how he did it.
Okay.
What was his secret sauce?
Well, first of all, he had that burning desire.
Okay.
Remember we talked about that?
Right, that fire in the belly.
Yeah, he was passionate about the steel industry.
So it wasn't just about the money.
No,
Yeah.
he saw a bigger vision.
Okay.
He wanted to make a real impact.
So he was driven by a purpose,
Yeah.
not just a paycheck.
Exactly. But desire alone wouldn't have been enough.
Right.
He also had deep specialized knowledge.
He knew his stuff.
He knew his stuff. He had spent years working in the steel industry.
So he'd paid his dues.
Yeah, he had that technical expertise, and he understood how the market worked.
Okay.
That's how he knew his vision could become a reality.
It's like he had all the pieces of the puzzle,
Yeah,
but he needed to figure out how to put them together.
exactly. And that's where imagination comes in.
Okay.
He didn't just have a vague idea.
Right.
He had a plan. He visualized every step of the process.
So he saw it all happening in his mind?
Yeah. Remember those 6 sheets of copperplate figures?
Oh, yeah.
He used to represent the value of each company he wanted to buy.
It's like he was painting a picture with numbers.
He was.
Wow.
He used those figures to persuade J.P. Morgan,
The big money guy.
the big money guy,
Yeah.
and he got the backing he needed.
So he had a vision, a plan, and the money. But I'm sure there were still people who doubted him.
Oh, of course.
Right.
There were plenty of naysayers.
But he didn't let that stop him.
No, he had unwavering faith.
It's like he believed in his vision so strongly
She
that
did.
nothing could shake it.
He faced a lot of resistance, but he didn't give up. He just kept refining his strategy.
So he was persistent.
Yeah,
He just kept going.
and eventually he got there.
He achieved his goal.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that he didn't do it alone.
Oh, right. The mastermind principle.
Exactly. He had J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
Their collaboration was key.
So it's like a team effort.
It is.
2 brilliant minds coming together.
Yeah, their combined resources and expertise were essential.
It's a great example of how these principles can work together
It is.
to create something truly extraordinary. But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about financial success.
We have.
And obviously that's a big theme in Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
But Hill's principles aren't just about money, are they?
No, not at all.
Right.
It's about a balanced life,
Okay.
a fulfilling life.
I like that.
It's about reaching your full potential.
In all areas of your life.
Exactly.
Not just your bank account.
And Hill makes it very clear these principles are universal.
Okay.
You can apply them to anything you set your mind to.
And this is where I think Hill's understanding of psychology is so important.
Yeah.
He talks about those 6 basic fears: poverty, criticism, ill health.
Loss of love, old age, death.
It's like he's tapping into these deep-seated anxieties
Yes.
that we all face at some point.
And he points out that these fears often come from a lack of self-awareness.
Right. So we let our minds get hijacked.
Yeah, by negative thoughts.
And we end up creating these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah, and that's where susceptibility to negative influences comes in.
Right. That 7th basic evil.
It's like we're surrounded by negativity.
It's everywhere.
It is.
In the news, on social media, even in our own thoughts.
And it's easy to get sucked in.
But Hill reminds us that we have a choice.
Yes.
We can choose to focus on the positive.
Exactly. We can guard our minds against negativity.
It's like building a mental fortress.
Yeah. And he gives us tools to do this.
Like what?
Remember those self-analysis questions in the workbook?
Oh, yeah.
They help us become more aware of our thoughts and beliefs.
It's like holding up a mirror to our minds.
Exactly. And then we can use auto-suggestion
Right.
to reprogram our thinking.
So we can replace those negative thoughts with positive ones.
Yeah. Build new neural pathways.
I love that it's like we're training our brains for success.
We are. But it's not just about what's going on inside our heads.
Right.
Our environment is important too.
Yeah, the people we surround ourselves with.
Exactly. Hill emphasizes that.
It's like that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah. You need to surround yourself with positive people.
People who lift you up.
People who support you.
And this is where the mastermind principle comes in again.
Exactly. It's not just for business.
So we can create mastermind groups for our personal lives too.
Absolutely. Find people who share your values and your goals.
People who inspire you to be your best self.
Yeah. People who challenge you to grow.
I love that. And then there's faith. That
Yeah.
belief in ourselves.
That unwavering belief.
That we can achieve anything we set our minds to.
Hill says faith is not passive.
Okay.
It's an active force.
So it's not just hoping for the best.
No, it's believing in yourself.
And taking action.
Exactly.
And he gives some amazing examples of people who accomplished incredible things through faith.
Like Mahatma Gandhi,
Yeah.
leading a nonviolent revolution.
Or Helen Keller.
Yeah. overcoming incredible obstacles.
To become a world-renowned author and activist,
Yeah.
it's amazing what the human mind can achieve.
It is when we combine belief with action.
Right.
But let's be real. Putting all this into practice can be tough.
It's not easy.
It takes effort.
It takes dedication.
It does.
It's a journey
And it's a continuous journey.
of growth and self-discovery.
Yes.
And that's why persistence is so important.
Yeah, it reminds us success is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right. There are going to be setbacks,
There will.
challenges, moments of doubt.
But you have to keep going.
Think about all those stories we've talked about.
Yeah.
Fannie Hurst with all those rejections.
W.C. Fields rebuilding his career.
Edwin Barnes hopping that freight train.
They all had that unwavering spirit.
They refused to give up.
They did, and they understood that failure is not the end.
It's part of the process.
It's a stepping stone.
So embrace the journey
Yes.
with all its ups and downs.
And learn from those challenges.
Okay.
And that brings us to one of the most interesting principles.
The sixth sense.
Yeah, intuition.
This is where things get a little mysterious.
They do.
Hill believed that this sixth sense was the culmination of mastering those other 12 principles.
Like the final reward.
Yeah, for all your hard work and self-mastery.
He described it as a connection to infinite intelligence,
Wow.
like tapping into a higher level of awareness.
And he talked about those invisible council meetings
Oh, yeah.
where he would connect with his dream team of mentors.
Yeah, imagine that.
It's like he's creating his own personal board of directors
Yeah.
made up of some of the greatest minds in history.
And it might sound a little strange,
Okay.
but it shows the power of visualization
Right.
and the belief that we can access this incredible wisdom.
That exists beyond our everyday awareness.
Yeah, it's like tapping into the collective consciousness.
So who would be on your dream team of mentors?
Yeah. Think about it.
Who embodies the qualities you admire?
Imagine them sitting with you.
Yeah.
Ask for their guidance.
Listen to their advice.
Observe their wisdom.
It might feel weird at first,
It might.
but the more you do it,
The more natural it becomes.
he'll believe this practice could lead to some amazing breakthroughs.
Yeah, those aha moments.
That's right, those flashes of insight.
But remember, the sixth sense is the final level.
You can't skip ahead.
No, you have to master those other principles first.
So keep that desire burning.
Yeah.
Nurture your faith.
And never give up.
And never give up. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
So we've explored those 13 principles.
We have?
We've seen how they work in real life.
Yeah.
Now it's time to bring it all home.
Yeah.
Time to apply this wisdom to your own life.
Exactly. It's not enough to just understand it.
Right.
You have to use it.
So how can you actually use these principles to create success?
So first, you got to figure out what you really want.
What's that burning desire?
Yeah. Don't hold back. Dream big.
Write it down. Make it super clear.
Yeah.
That burning desire, it's like your guiding star.
Exactly. And once you have that vision, you got to make a plan.
Mm.
Break down that big dream into smaller
It's
steps.
building a staircase.
Exactly. One step at a time.
But we can't forget about specialized knowledge.
No.
What do you need to learn
Yeah.
to reach your goal?
Read books, take courses,
Yeah.
find mentors.
Become an expert.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
And then there's imagination.
Yeah.
Visualize yourself achieving your goal.
See, feel it, believe it.
The more real it feels in your mind.
The more powerful it becomes.
And don't forget about those positive emotions.
Yes, faith, enthusiasm, hope.
They're like the fuel that keeps you going.
Exactly. Because you will hit roadblocks.
Oh yeah, there will be challenges.
But remember what we said.
What's that?
Defeat is not the opposite of success.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah, embrace those challenges.
See them as opportunities to learn and grow. Like Fannie Hurst with all those rejections.
Or W.C. Fields rebuilding his career after losing everything.
Their persistence is inspiring.
It is. They never gave up.
And they understood that success isn't always a straight line.
Yeah, there will be twists and turns.
But the key is to keep moving forward.
Adapt and learn from your setbacks.
And that's where having a mastermind group can be so helpful.
Absolutely surround yourself with supportive people
People who believe in you,
who can offer a different perspective.
who can help you see things in a new way.
Remember, no one achieves great success alone.
We need each other.
We do.
Okay, but let's talk about that secret weapon,
Oh, yeah.
Hill's invisible counselors.
It's a powerful concept.
So he believed that we could tap into this higher level of wisdom
Yeah.
by creating a council of imagined mentors,
People we admire.
people who inspire us.
He actually had nightly meetings with his invisible counselors,
Wow.
seeking their guidance and inspiration.
It's like having your own personal board of directors.
Yeah. Made up of some of the greatest minds in history.
So who would be on your dream team of mentors?
It's a great question to think about.
Who embodies the qualities you want to develop?
Close your eyes and imagine them there with you.
Ask for their advice.
Listen to their wisdom.
It might feel a little strange at first,
But the more you practice,
the more natural it becomes.
he'll believe this practice could unlock amazing insights.
And creative solutions.
But remember, the sixth sense intuition, it's the final level.
yeah, you gotta master those other principles first.
It's the reward for all your hard work.
So keep that desire burning
Nurture your faith.
and never give up on your dreams.
And remember, knowledge is only potential power.
You gotta take action.
Apply these principles.
Create the life you want.
It's up to you.
So we hope this deep dive into Think and Grow Rich
Yeah.
has given you the tools and the inspiration
The motivation.
to start your own journey toward success.
Remember, the journey is the reward.
Embrace the challenges
Celebrate the victories.
and never stop growing.
Until next time, keep thinking big.
Hey listeners, thanks for tuning into another episode. If you enjoyed today's show, please do us a favor and like, share, and smash that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss a single episode packed with insights on leadership, entrepreneurship, faith, and personal growth. We've got fresh content coming your way every single week, only here on the Better Man Project.